Think Realty Nation, it's your host, Abhi Golhar. Welcome to the Think Realty podcast. Now, today's show is going to be a lot of fun. In today's show, you're going to learn about my number one all-time secret sauce investment technique. And something that you're going to hear about in just a second. Not a lot of real estate investors know about it. I like talking about it. There's only one other person in Atlanta that does it better than this guy. And you're going to meet her in just a moment. Now, Think Realty and the podcast takes sponsors. And I want to give a proper shout out to Real Property Management for making this show possible. Real Property Management is the largest residential property management franchise in North America, managing tens of thousands of properties for individuals, investors, and institutions throughout the country. Learn more at realpropertymgt.com. That's realpropertymgt.com, or you can call them at 888-806-7088. Again, 888-806-7088. So we're going to start off the show with my good friend Chantelle Owens. We're talking about tax liens, of course. And then we'll wrap up the show talking about the 6 elements to consider when looking at investment property. This is a very interesting article put out by the Forbes Real Estate Council community. And I thought, you know what? It's about time that I commented on it. All right, let's do it. Chantelle, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Abhi. I'm so happy to be here. Thanks for having me.
Hey, likewise. Thanks so much for being on. So I know that you're like the Tax Lien Queen. Give us a little background on who you are and what you do.
All right. So I was a full-time tax lien investor. I've been retired from tax lien investing for about, it'll be 2 years. So just a little bit shy of 2 years. But I invested in tax liens for 10 years, and I invested in real estate full-time for 20 years. And I just fell into the tax lien niche by accident when I had a property go into the tax sale. And so once I realized the value of acquiring property that way, I've just looked at no other real estate strategy since then. And so maybe about 2 years ago, I started teaching other people this strategy. And my competitors on the courthouse steps, my colleagues, they're not happy about it, but I certainly am enjoying teaching other people how to invest in tax liens, and that's where I was donned with the name, the Tax Lien Queen.
There we go.
Through my teaching.
I love it. So if you're the Tax Lien Queen, then that's got to make me like, I don't know, the Tax Lien Joker or something. I don't know. I'm going to have to figure that out somehow. So help me understand why tax liens? Because a lot of investors find tax liens scary, and they're like, well, Chantelle, it is annoying. It is frustrating. I don't understand tax liens. It seems risky. There are people that haven't paid their taxes. Like, help me understand why tax liens and why not yellow letters?
Yes. So I have done all of that. So I originally started my real estate investing career with subject to investing. Some of you were, I don't know how old you are, but you may remember Carlton Sheets. Showing my age here. But,
yeah, I remember Carlton Sheets.
Okay, good. So I started out with no money down, subject twos, and then moved into wholesale and eventually went into fix and flip and landed into being a landlord by default when I had to figure out what to do with, my inventory. And I went through 2 market crashes, went through the market crash of 2001 and then the one in 2007. And so directly after 2007, I had a property that went into the tax sale. And when that property went into the tax sale, someone was able to purchase that tax lien for $2,100. And prior to that time, I'd had some knowledge about tax liens because I'd already been an investor and read about tax liens in Rich Dad Poor Dad. And in that book, it talks about the 16% solution, read that book and went down to Fulton County so that I could see how tax liens, how that process works. And just like you just said, I was intimidated, frustrated, scared, and really decided that I wasn't going to do tax lien. So fast forward, 4 years when my property went into the tax sale, and I actually saw that someone actually had purchased a property that originally was worth $140,000 for $2,100.
Right.
I just had to, figure that out.
Right.
So,
that must have been game over at that point. You're like, all right,
yeah.
I'm missing, you're like, shut the front door. I'm missing something with this entire equation, and I'm going to go run through a wall somewhere. Like, that's how I feel, right? When I first heard about it, it was very, very much the same situation. I'm like, hold on. You're telling me that you can buy property at pennies, right? Like, I'm talking about $2,000, $3,000, $4,000, $5,000, and not the $41,000, not the $45,000, not the $75,000 that you would find, say, on the MLS or from a wholesaler. No, madam, no, sir. It is thousands of dollars. So help me understand the difference then between an investor that's an interest investor, as you say, versus a property investor.
So in certain states, you are, when you buy the tax lien certificate or the tax deed here in Georgia, there's a certain amount of time that the original homeowner can come back and redeem the property, and then they have to pay interest on whatever amount the investor paid for that deed. And so you can have two different strategies with tax lien investing. Some people want the property. That's the majority of the people. But some people want the actual interest, because if you can earn 20% on your money, like literally, where can you do that at? And have it be, that's the guarantee backed by the state law. The interest is set. It's not market based. And so some people take their money and literally double it. Some people double their money within a year in tax lien investing. So
that's a really smart way to go, especially when you have flipping margins that are being compressed, right? You can no longer, well, it depends on how you buy, of course, but generally the average flip profit margin is not your 20, 30, 40, 50% as it once was. So taking a look at strategies like a tax lien sale makes sense. So how do I get started with tax liens? And then I have a really important question coming up for you on tax liens in a second. I'm going to see if I can throw you a little off balance there, Chantelle. I doubt that I can, but I don't know. I'm going to give it a shot. So how do I get started with tax liens?
So I would say the first thing is don't look at tax lien investing like other investments, like you can just jump in. You really can lose your shirt in tax lien investing because there's a lot of legal language law involved. And so the first thing that you have to do is educate yourself on tax lien investing. I did a lot of bumping of my head, but I did also invest in my education. So that's where you have to start. And that doesn't mean Google or YouTube. It means like being trained by somebody who fully understands tax lien investing, and then surrounding yourself with a team of, attorneys, insurance companies, title insurance and companies that understand tax liens in particular. So that's where I would start.
Really, really good response there. I mean, and I totally agree with you. You need the right mentors. You need the right people that have been there and done that. And you're one of these people. So the question that I had for you, let's say that I purchased a tax lien, right? And I purchased the tax liens from, say, 2011 all the way to 2016 or 2017 or 2018. And let's say for the next 2 years, this person is still delinquent on their taxes. They have not paid their taxes. What happens? Do I have to pay the 2017 and 2018 taxes to retain my interest, or what happens at that point? Like, I've already paid off, say, 2010 to, you know what I mean? I've already paid off the 2011 to, say, 2015 taxes because the city's like, whoa, I need at least this money. And then there's still the 2017 to 2019 taxes that are still owed. What happens in that case? Do I renounce my position being the tax lien holder? Help me understand that.
So that's really a decision based on your business model. So legally, you're not responsible for those subsequent taxes. However, if you want to protect your position, your first lien position, then you would want to pay those subsequent taxes, because someone else can come along. If those subsequent taxes aren't paid, the county will just place that property back into the tax sale, and someone can buy that subsequent lien. Now, they will still be junior to you, but they could also, you could find yourself in a position in which their lien could supersede your lien if you're not ready to move on your subsequent legal processes that you have to take on after that. So, you know, as a business choice, I would say you would want to go ahead and pay those subsequent taxes.
See, I thought I could throw you off. That didn't work at all. Like, you had the perfect answer. I love it. So you're going to be, you have a boot camp platform that's coming up, the Georgia Tax Lien Bootcamp. It's a 4-day boot camp. You've got CE classes, of course, on a Friday, Think Realty, and that's in Atlanta. You got the 1-day boot camp in November. You have the Georgia Tax Lien Bootcamp at Flipology in November, and then the Georgia Tax Lien Bootcamp at the South Atlanta RIA. That's coming up as well. So give me a quick rundown. I know we've got to wrap up here in about 3 or 4 minutes, and then I want to offer your contact information to our viewers and listeners. Help me understand.
Sure.
You're putting on an awesome event here. So what do I have to do to get plugged in? And tell me about some of these that you got coming up.
Well, I mean, you know I love you, so you're automatically invited. You're a guest. You already know all these things.
You're
But
so
anyway,
kind. I love you too. Don't make me blush now.
So we have a 4-day boot camp in which we actually walk people, we hold their hand and walk them through the entire process of tax lien investing. And so we basically show them how to find the list, how to process the list, you know, all the due diligence they need to do. Then we take them to see the properties, and then we actually take them to auction so they can actually bid on those properties that they researched. And many of our students actually buy while they're still in class, and then a larger percentage buy, you know, the next subsequent auction. So it's just really a great process to walk somebody through, you know, an entire deal of tax lien investing. So, and I'm excited because it's one of the few classes that I know that you can actually get a property while you're still in class. So
Right.
That's always exciting. So
That's a lot of fun. You know what? I'm going to see if I can crash one of your classes and just start buying property. And let's just start buying tax liens, and everybody's going to be like, "Whoa, this is kind of weird. Now I need to buy stuff too." It'll be fun. So I'm excited to maybe to surprise you with donuts or bagels or something and some coffee. I think that'd be kind of neat.
Okay.
But you're also going to be at the Think Realty Conference and Expo coming up in September on the 21st and 22nd. Tell us about that. You have a booth there. That's going to be a lot of fun. You want to get your tickets now at thinkrealty.com. But tell us about that event, what you're most excited about.
So so this is my 3rd year coming, and my first year, I said, you know what, I really want to be involved in this. Wasn't really sure how to get involved, and just through networking, being out in the community, finally, you know, I said, you know what, it's time to be a sponsor there, and really just excited. We're going to have a CE class. We're going to have a vendor table. I'm going to be on the real estate market panel. So I'm just really excited to be so involved, and really just honored that, you know, Think Realty would have me. So excited. And I do encourage people to join, because Think Realty is everything real estate. And I was just blown away my first year about how many contacts and vendors I met. And so just really excited. And they can get 20% off if they use our code, which is GA Tax Lien Bootcamp. So please register now through the end of this weekend. You can still get the special pricing with our code. So excited about that. So thank you, Think Realty.
Awesome. We're so happy to have you. We're so excited to see you there. I'm excited to see you there. And you know my selfie game is going to be on point. So you better be ready. I'm going to be ready. And I know that you know that I know that I'm going to be ready. So it's going to be a fun time.
I do.
If I want to get in touch with you, Chantelle, and your team, and I want to start down this journey of investing in tax liens, what's the best way I can do that?
So the best way is on our social media. We are GA Tax Lien Bootcamp everywhere. So that's Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, everywhere you can find us. We also have a website, which is GATaxLienBootcamp.com. And totally, you can email us at info at gataxlienbootcamp.com. So we're all around. Our phone number is 678-408-0595. And also you can get in contact with us at Think Realty.
Awesome. Chantelle, thanks so much. This is a concept that not a lot of people really know about, and you have figured it out. So congratulations to that, and I look forward to seeing you very, very soon.
All right, thanks, Abhi. Thanks for having me, and have a great day.
I've learned a lot about tax liens, and you should definitely check out what Chantelle has going on here in Atlanta. And you want to visit her as well. She'll be at Think Realty from September 21st to the 22nd, answering your questions about tax liens. And I think she and I might have to have like some type of head-to-head competition, something that we can do there. So it'll be a lot of fun, all in good fun. I know she'll kick my posterior any point in time about tax liens. I feel like sometimes I'm a little all over the map. All right. That being said, this next segment is brought to you by Norada Real Estate Investments, your premier source for cash flow investment property. You want to visit www.turnkeyrealestateinvestments.com. So on a very recent Forbes Real Estate Council article, there were 6 elements that these authors discussed on what to consider when looking at investment property. And you have to tell me if you agree. Number 1, timing. I feel like the same can be said about comedy. Timing, right? I think that's kind of it. Quote, when considering any investment opportunities, among other factors, one should consider the timing of the investment. Often great timing can even make ugly opportunities extremely profitable. Even in the tax lien world, this is very, very crucial. Timing can really make or break your deal, especially in that world. And in flipping, right? And even in single family rentals, if you don't know the location that you're buying it. So keep that in mind. Timing, super, super important. Do you agree? I would, absolutely. Check mark on that. Number 2, repairs and maintenance. Oh, goody. I love this topic and I hate this topic. 1, it is absolutely critical that you look at repairs and maintenance. And I hate it because I'm no good at it. I'm like, look at me, right? I'm 5'5", I'm like 110 pounds soaking wet. There's no way I'm doing any type of repairs and maintenance on any property. But that being said, it is something that is massively important to consider, especially if you're looking at flipping property or even renting property to potential tenants. Number 3, functional utility. Quote, investors make money when they buy a property at the right price, not when they sell. In the Central Florida industrial market, a functional utility is becoming critical. How will the property be able to compete not only today, but in the future? Clear heights of over 30 feet, large truck courts, and ample parking help to future-proof an industrial property and allow it to compete in an emerging e-commerce economy. And that's a quote by David Murphy with CBRE. Totally agree with that. Number 4, long-term draws of the neighborhood. Why is this neighborhood good? Some of you should already know the answer to that because you've been watching the Think Realty podcast. Number 1, crime. 2, jobs. 3, amenities in the neighborhood. You want to know, why are people coming to the neighborhood long-term? Dig in deep and discover. Number 5, cap rates. Love my cap rate, NOI divided by acquisition price. Cap rates do tell a little bit about the story. It's kind of a rough sketch on the overall potential return, but I'll tell you, you need to understand your numbers. Cap rate is just one of the many numbers that one should look at when investing in real estate. Number 6, let's talk about another number, ROI, return on investment. This number, I think, is also important, but it depends on what you're getting yourself into. If you're getting yourself into more flips than single-family rentals, then your numbers will shift around a little. So which ones do you agree with and which ones do you not agree with? Let me know. You can visit me by going to thinkrealty.com and submitting your responses there. So that's the show. It's been a lot of fun. I've learned a lot. I mean, especially this tax lien thing. I mean, it totally like blows the roof off of opportunity, especially if you think about it right. And then these 6 different ways to look at investment property. You know what? I hope I've given you something to think about. Think Realty Nation. It's important to me. That's important to you, that you have the right information possible. And that's what we do here at the Think Realty podcast. All right. So without any further ado, I'd like to thank Real Property Management one more time. Without them, this show is not possible. Real Property Management is the largest residential real estate property management franchise in North America, managing tens of thousands of properties for individuals, investors, and institutions throughout the country. You can learn more by visiting them at www.realpropertymgt.com. www.realpropertymgt.com. You can also give them a call at 888-806-7088. Think Realty Nation, it's been fun. Stay cool, make smart decisions, and until next time, happy investing.